Tonight, 32-year-old Houston mayoral candidate Robin Williams is charged with continuous violence against a family member for allegedly assaulting her boyfriend in August and December. The Missouri City police officer was arrested Tuesday afternoon while off duty and meeting with her supervisors at police headquarters. Court documents allege that when she arrived home in the early morning hours of New Year's Eve, Williams punched her boyfriend in the mouth, causing him to bleed, and assaulted him with her police baton after a verbal altercation. Investigators also learned of an August assault captured on video when Williams wore a Missouri City Police Department shirt, yelled at her boyfriend, and struck him several times with her police baton, causing pain and knots on his body. It's further alleged she shot him with her department-issued taser. Her campaign website says she's a natural-born leader, and as a Marine, she will lead the city in the right direction. She thanked fellow officers for their relentless dedication to fight crime in this tweet, adding that her goal as the future mayor of Houston is to address all crime.
The first crime that needs to be addressed by Robin Williams for mayor is these alleged crimes she's committing against her significant other. Hey everyone, this is your sister Lan, and all I need is a few minutes. You see, I messed up there, being passionate. Anyway, so this story is coming out of Houston, Texas. And this lady who's called Robin Williams, she's running for mayor. She's running for mayor in Houston, Texas, but she's a cop in Missouri. Is that a Missouri, Texas? Anyway, so this lady's a mess. That's some wicked, disgusting behavior. And you supposed to be a leader? Lead of what? What are you leading? You leading all of the other women to do what you're doing? And this is something that needs to, people don't talk about a lot. But there are a lot of women, but it doesn't even start with only women. There are a lot of young girls who like to put their hands on boys and men. There are women that like to put their hands on, for whatever reason, because maybe they were raised, they could put their hands on people. They had little brothers, they had little cousins that they used to put hands on. They like to do that, because I know when I'm picking up my daughters, well, one of my daughters, because where I park, she takes some time before she comes to the car, so I'm able to see a lot of things, and we really need to speak to our young ladies, just like they talk about, the violence against women from men or, girls and boys. But there are girls that are putting their hands on these young men. Like, seriously. For any little thing. Slapping the head, slapping the mouth, pushing, kicking. This is ridiculous. And this lady's allegedly doing this. They have her on camera and different things. And then and she's using a baton, her police baton. That is crazy. But then sometimes I have to call out some of the men, because I've seen some men that have some women that are with women that put hands on them. Some of you guys, number one, that's not only low self-esteem. I don't even know what else that is. Some of it is greed. Because sometimes it's because some of these women that, they so violent, but they get down and dirty in the bedroom. They get down and dirty. They willing to do anything. Or, they willing to, have intimacy anytime you want. Sometimes it's the money. They break you off. And then some of these men stay with these women. Oh my goodness, the stuff I've seen some women do to these men, and then they stay there. They complain about it. I know this guy, a neighbor. His girl be slapping him, kicking him, cursing him out and stuff like that. And then you hear him complaining to a family member of hers, or this and that, but he's still with her. He'll stay away for a week. Maybe 2 weeks, and then he's back again until she slap him up, and then he leaves. That's all they do. She slap him, kick him, punch him, curse him out. Then he leaves for a week and 2 weeks, and then he's back again. That's how a lot of these relationships are, and it's a shame. because that's not a real relationship. You know, if you have to put your hands on somebody, you guys are not for each other. Your relationship is over. Your relationship probably never began. But yeah, you guys need to, somebody need to gather up their, you know, balls or whatever it is, or big girl panties, and leave the relationship. Because most of the time, these relationships, especially if you're a woman and you're doing stuff like this, first of all, you're sowing seeds that you won't be able to reap. Because not all, some men, you know, they'll you know, leave you, come back, leave you, come back. But then one day, you never know, one day he may find his masculine energy back again, and then balloons in the sky for you. Balloons in the sky for you, and you are no longer here. One thing my mother taught me, she said, it doesn't matter how small a man is. You're not strong enough. You'll never be stronger than him. So don't be, you know, trying to put your hands on a man, because one day he can tap into his strength, and then you are no longer here anymore. So this is ridiculous. This is utterly ridiculous. And then if you have if you have an older daughter, you watch your daughters with your sons, if they have, you know, younger siblings. And sometimes not even younger siblings. Sometimes you may have a older cousin. I've seen this too. Older cousin, girl cousins. And it's people say, oh, well, it happened to the boys do to the girls. We're not talking about that today. We're talking about the girls put their hands on the boys. When it's time for me to talk about that, I talk about that. But we're talking about the girls putting hands on the boys. That's what we're talking about. And I've seen this. Older cousins, sometimes not even older. That's not even their family member. It's like neighborhood kids. But they are, the girl is the oldest out of all. And the stuff that these kids do to each other. So it is ridiculous. One time it was in McDonald's, and it was a group of these kids. It looked like neighborhood kids, because it looked like they live in the area, because all of them were on bikes. But they were smaller boys, and it was an older girl, because she was taller than everybody. And I guess she was just, I don't know what was going on with her. Angry. A lot of our girls are very angry, and that's what we need to address. She waited until she finished. She ready ran. She came into the McDonald's first. She ready ate her sandwich. She waited until the boys ordered their sandwich. They went and sit and eat. And then she's like, we leave it right now. And she yucked the sandwich and threw it on the floor to two of the boys out of the group. And the boy's like, I'm finished paying for that. I'm hungry. And she's like, I don't care. We leave it right now. Let's go. I was like, oh, Jesus. I don't know if that was her cousin, little brother, or the neighborhood kids. But yeah, what she did was, and she finished eat all her food. And she just took the little boy, two of the little boy's food, and then threw it on the floor in the McDonald's. And then she left in the McDonald's. Now somebody in the McDonald's had to go clean up after her. And she just walked up behind out of the McDonald's. I was like, oh my God. That one was an eye opener. I was like, wow. Think of this. I don't have smaller kids, but that's what was an eye opener. When you have older siblings, watch them how they react with the younger siblings. So anyway, so this lady, supposedly, if this was the other way around, she would not be, they arrested her, but she would have been lost her job. It was because these allegations, it looked like these allegations were out from August of last year. So if it was a guy, in most cases, sometimes it's not. In most cases, this guy would have been being out of a job with the allegations. So I don't know. Hopefully, somebody like this should not be in charge of it. She could run whatever she want to do, But to win, to be a mayor, and then you have stuff like that, and then look at it on the right. She right there praying. Y'all can't pray and cast that demon out of you that have you putting hands on men. Then you need to find somebody, another spiritual counselor, whatever you guys, whatever spiritual mother, whatever people call those stuff, because you putting hands on people, something is wrong with you. That's very demonic. That is seriously demonic. And then you want to lead where? Where you going to lead? Where you going to lead Houston? Child, please. Anyway, we'll see how this comes out. I pray that she doesn't win, because that will be a disaster if this lady lead in Houston. Imagine she has like somebody who working for her as that's a guy. You know, she's so used to allegedly putting hands on men. He do something, he bring her the wrong coffee or didn't put the right amount of, and you be thinking that is something big that the person be doing, some of these men be doing. It be like little simplest, stupidest things. And then imagine didn't put enough cream in her coffee, and then she's like, pop! That's not enough cream. Go get me more cream. I need a third quarter of cream in my coffee. Don't think it can't happen, because it can. Anyway, I'm passionate about these things. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.